All right, so I picked up one of these Henry survival rifles, and mainly because where we go elk hunting in central Colorado, there's tons of grouse and well, not tons of grouse, but grouse, plenty of grouse, and the grouse season corresponds there, and then tons of pine squirrels, like the little pine squirrels, and we go pretty far back, and but we typically set up shop and have a pretty good camp, and we had been taking quite a lot of food and everything back with us, but we've started to opt for not doing that, take less so we can cover more ground and stuff. So I thought about buying one of these to mainly because it packs up in a little package. It's not terribly heavy. I should have weighed it. I'd say it's, you know, in the 3-pound region, something like that. But it packs up in a nice, neat package, and you know, we'd be able to get us some pine squirrels and or maybe a grouse or whatever. We do a little bit of fishing up there, and it's nice to have, you know, and it's trout, so it's, you know, it's super tasty. We typically take some potatoes and whatnot, but anyway, I bought one of these to take up like a little .22 rifle, and I've never had one, which shows. There it goes. So you pop off, and it floats apparently. Pop off the back, the buttstock, I guess. And let's see here. So I've never opened it. I've had it for about a year, and I haven't opened it yet. And we got the barrel, which is a 16-inch barrel. We have the receiver, and then we have 2 mags. Get one out. So 2 magazines. I think they're 8 round, and they all just fit in that nice, neat little package. So let's get them together. Let's see here. Okay, so that does this. It's not oiled or anything. I do have a little bottle of oil in my pocket. I'm gonna hit it with a little ballistol real quick. So there's that. We're gonna do some accuracy tests. That's, I don't know what. So we're gonna do, I got a half a dozen different kinds of ammo here. Well, that's really light. So it's basically polymer with a metal sleeve in it. The front blade side is huge. It's dovetailed. We're gonna see how accurate it is. It's got a little index pin. So it's got a little, there we go, something like that. Can't really see because it's so bright out, but there's an index pin, and that index is there on the receiver. So we put that there, and then we just hand tight this guy. I tell you, if they, I wonder if they make one of these in like a 223, that, or 9mm. 9mm would be awesome. So we got our safety. I'm gonna hit him with a little oil. Oh, okay, spooge out there. This stuff stinks. If you've ever used ballistol, you know it doesn't smell great. So I don't want to overdo it. I just want a little bit. So, maybe a little bit more inside. It definitely isn't clean inside. So I guess they did a function firing, which is fine. So, but anyway, so I figure we just set up, do a little Houston. Put this back here. I only need 1 mag, even though I probably should check both of them for function. Make sure it functions with both of them. So, alright, so we'll, let me get a mag loaded up, and then we'll, what should we test first? So we'll use this for 0. So I've got everything down there on paper. Little blue pieces of tape is what I'll be aiming at, but I've got one for 0, so we'll use this ultra cheap stuff. What, 5 rounds? 5 rounds. We'll do a 5-round initial group just to see where it's at, and then I'll do my best to edit this, even though I suck at editing, and it's not from a lack of trying. It's just I suck at it. So I'll end up having to do a couple different videos and try to tie them all together. Wow, that was easy. So, and this little blade here, you can see that, that must be our magazine release. There we go. And we got our safety. So it doesn't need to be charged to be put on safe, which, you know, is kind of different, but all right, cool. All right, so the bottom one in the middle, I've got a little 0 on it with a line through it. That's going to be where we try to figure out where we're going to be with this. So bear with me. All right, so I did one shot and the dadgum dog took off, thinking I shot a squirrel or something. So I've got to kind of start over, but actually initial hit isn't too terrible. So we'll shoot 4 more and see where we're at. Okay, so I shot really fast, so not the greatest shooting in the world, but it seems like I'm hitting just a little low. So we're just, but everything else looks fine. So we're just about 25 yards. I'm just gonna leave it be. I don't want to go messing with it and screw something up and extend this longer. So we're just gonna call that our Blazer group for now. So we'll move to the CCI standard velocity and see, and I'll calm it down a little bit and see if I can't get a little bit better group. Alright, that's actually pretty okay. Again, I shot kind of fast. The trigger's kind of difficult to get used to. It's real spongy, so you never know where it's going to break. That's one complaint. So, you know, that's the CCI standard velocity. I think that could be cleaned up some. That was 5 rounds, so 1 round. I think I've got 2 through this one. But yeah, so we'll see. Where we're at here. There we go. And we'll move on to the Winchester 40s. Alright, so the first 2 shots on that Winchester 40 grain were fail to fires, but the other 3 were fine. So I'm actually wondering if that was 1, 2, well, ended up being 4 and 5, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I thought it was pretty good, okay shooting, but again, the gun's kind of difficult to shoot if I'm honest. The trigger's pretty spongy, but I think it needs some break-in before it's going to be reliable with everything, but we'll keep going. Both magazines seem to be functioning just fine, but I did have 2 fail to fires on those Winchesters. So it could be that the rim is just a little bit thicker or something like that. So we'll move to the Aguila 30, which is on the far left, bottom far left. So the Aguila 30 grains, they're supposed to be wicked fast. Oh yeah, that stuff might be able to be cleaned up. I am having issues with that front blade sight. That thing is huge, and I don't know if it's me or what. Oh, you know what? The CCI center velocity, I've like dropped one dramatically. I thought I had one inside of the other, but I didn't even notice that. I dropped it right there. So yeah, so that's CCI center velocity. I don't know about that stuff. So, but that, shoot, if I could get them all over there, heck yeah, that'd be all right. But so far, that daggum cheap Blazer is the chicken dinner. So we'll make note of that one shot on that Aguila. Everything seems to be striking low, which is fine as long as it's consistent. So we'll try the Aguila 38. Okay, so the Aguila 38 had 2 failed fires, reloaded them, and they shot fine. That is significantly juicier than the rest. It was right there with that Winchester 40. The Winchester 40 was pretty juicy. The Winchester 40, the Aguila 38, and the Aguila 30 are all hollow points. Everything's plated, of course, with the exception of the Blazer and the CCI so far. And the Aguila 40 I don't think is plated either. And I think it's a round nose. Damn hawks out here. Alright, last one for now will be the Aguila 40. See how it does. Alright, so the Aguila 40, we still running? Yeah, we're still running. So the Aguila 40 had 2 fail to ejects. Which I think is worse than fail to fire. But I don't really know, to be honest with you. I actually think I'm going to give that Winchester another run. That Aguila 40's tight though. It's got 4 rounds that are really, really tight. So, maybe it's something with that heavier ammo that makes it not really, it doesn't really like it. So I'm going to try the 40 on that right. Let me get a marker. I'm going to try the 40. We'll go Win 40 here. And we'll do AGU 40. And maybe we can get the reliability kink worked out. There we go. Yeah, the problem is that a Gila actually shoots extremely well, but it doesn't function for crap. So that's a no-go. And the Winchester functions now, seemingly, but I don't know. Maybe if I shot the gun more, maybe I'll run, 4 or 5 mags of that Blazer through it and just see what happens. I'm gonna shoot that Blazer and see what happens on that top left corner. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess what we learned, learning experience. Got put six different brands, well, not 6 different brands, but 6 different types of ammo through it. The Gila 30 grain was pretty good. That was a nice surprise in that respect. But we're only talking 25 yards. So 25 yards is really not that much. And the biggest issue that I found with it is the trigger. The trigger is I'll show clear. The trigger is spongy. This blade sight is huge. So it's just difficult. And then this rail is not a rail. It's a 3/8. It's not even a dovetail, really. It's plastic. If you put scope rings and stuff on there, it's just gonna tear it up. So really, it's just for show. I ran off a video. I ran a couple mags of this Blazer through it, which I had a couple one failed to eject before and a failed to fire, but then on the 16 rounds, it was fine. Just on plates, just to see. Walmart had them for $280, and that's quite a lot of money for this gun. For the OD green one, whether that matters to you or not, I don't know. I mean, my purpose, I guess if I'm standing here and there's a squirrel up in that tree right there at 25, 30 yards, I'm gonna be able to zip him. These are big gray squirrels. Get out there, them little pine squirrels, I don't know. I'm not really sure, especially offhand. I didn't try to group it offhand. But, for 280, the 1022 Packer model, I don't know what it's called, but the one that folds up into takedown, that's what it is, the takedown. I think you can pick those up with all the mag pulley stuff for right around 400. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I paid $250 like 10 years ago for my last 1022. It was the stainless steel synthetic model at Walmart in Delaware. And when I was at the Walmart here, they had the walnut blued 1022, just the regular one, like the one everybody's had. And it was $250. So it's cheaper than this. Almost definitely more reliable. Almost definitely more accurate. Better quality all around, but you can't pack it up and yada yada. So if you had to add $100 or even $150 to that price in order to get the takedown model, if it can retain that reliability and accuracy, because I haven't had one, and I haven't shot one, but I'd say people seem to like them, so they're probably pretty good. Then I'd say that's the way to go, because this for $280, throw tax on it, you're looking at $300. That's a lot of money for this. And then, like I said, the accuracy is marginal. The reliability is marginal. Accuracy, out of these six types of ammo, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10. you know, like dead marginal. You know, that last group of that 40 grain Aguila, or 30 grain Aguila rather, that shot really well, and that was kind of the savior. The rest of it was okay. Or I'm sorry, one other one, which was the 40 grain Aguila, which was okay. The 38 grain, yeah, again, barely okay. The rest of it sucked. I think I would probably try some like Golden Bullet and those kind in there, and just see what happens. I did run 2 more mags through it, and it was fine, and you know, no issues at all. But still, it's kind of like it's a lot of money to spend on something that, you know, is kind of just okay, you know. But yeah, I don't know that I'd buy one, honestly. It's cool. The cool factor is there for sure, but I don't care about cool. I want accurate and functional. And the fail to fires are annoying, but you can pull this back. It doesn't lock back on an empty mag, but you can, when you get a fail to fire, you can kind of pull it back, reset that trigger, and then go back to work. But still, I mean, you know, and it's brand new. I guess, you know, it just, I guess it just is what it is. It's brand new. Maybe the kinks will work out of it if I shot it a bunch. If I turn the kids loose with it, maybe, because they heat stuff up with these 22s. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. And yeah, I wouldn't buy one. I'd get that takedown 1022 all day, every day, and I guess that's what it boils down to. $280 for this is too much money. And if you can get a takedown 1022 for another $80 to $100, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth just saving another week or two or whatever you got to do, and putting a little more money together to get that 1022, because it's undoubtedly going to be way better. You know, and you can I'm pretty sure you can store those with an optic on it. I think, you know, it might have to be like a red dot or a little like 1 to 3 power, 1 to 4 power type situation, but still, you know, it gives you an optic, and then, you know, you got backup iron sights at that point that are going to be better quality than this. In every form and function, the 1022 is going to be better. And Henry rifles just kind of, you know, they made it more accurate or whatever, or made it more reliable, whatever the case is. I don't know. Maybe the old ones were really junk, but yeah, not my jam. So I'll keep it. Kids can mess with it and stuff like that, but I wouldn't buy one. That's, you know, it's just coming from me. For my purposes, it might work, but for the reason I bought it, but I think I'll probably be looking to get a takedown 1022 instead. So that's that. Well, thanks. Maybe we'll revisit this with some different ammo and see if we can clean them up some.